Welcome back to Money Focused with Alex Forbes. And today we're speaking about retirement options, which is an extremely important part of our lives, right from the beginning, again until the end. And so today we're going to be speaking once again to Zander Loots, and stick with us through the whole video and stand a chance to win some nice free branded goodies at the end. Zander, welcome back.
Thank you so much, and it's great to be back.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm
Nice.
doing great, and it's always nice to be back, and for the viewers as well, welcome.
So, retirement options,
Yeah.
right? And to just go right into it, there's a very alarming statistic that we came across. 8% of people are normally prepared for retirement. So you have such a mass group of individuals in South Africa that aren't prepared. What options do these individuals have? What do they need to know about retirement?
Yeah, and I think when you get to retirement, and it is alarming statistics. When you get to a retirement, there's actually only 3 options. You're saving your whole life, and it's crazy to think about. You have 3 options when you get to retirement, and your whole life savings, you need to all of a sudden make a decision.
Yep.
And the 3 options, just to briefly talk about it, when you get to retirement, and the 3 income annuity options is the guaranteed annuity. So a guaranteed annuity is a nice option to have when you want a lifetime of fixed income. It's more for people that is risk averse. They don't want to take risk, don't want to deplete their capital, and just want a steady income for the rest of their lives. Now, there's a lot of options and variables in that type of solution, but that is one of them. Another one is a living annuity. Now, it's a little bit different. That's where your capital gets invested into a portfolio. Its funds get managed by one of us, and your income's more flexible, and you also have a great chance to leave legacy of your beneficiaries. So if you should pass away, there's capital that goes to your beneficiaries. When a guaranteed annuity, it's more, there are also certain options to ring fence certain capital, but it's more for you and your spouse. So if you should pass away, the income will go to your spouse. Where a living annuity, it can carry on for generations and generations. And I think the third one is just kind of like a blended, we call it a blended option, where it's kind of both, where you put into one solution, a living annuity and a guaranteed annuity together.
Wow. Okay, I like that. Let's dive a bit deeper into the living annuities.
Sure.
So how can a living annuity at Alex Forbes add value to an individual who is approaching retirement or right there at that stage?
Yeah, and I think as I discussed, the process to get to retirement it's quite important. I don't think anyone can wake up, and I think there's a lot of the viewers, that's waking up, oh, this month I need to go on retirement, what to do. And I think what makes us good at what we do, we have an advice-led process, taking clients not just a month from retirement, but walking a journey, if it's now a few years or a few months, preparing them for retirement. So I think that's important to know before I get into the discussion of a living annuity. There's advice that goes into if you want to go, if you need, one of the solutions is to need to go into a living annuity. Now, a lot of the other things that I think needs to focus on, especially at Alex Forbes, we have a multi-manager approach. Now, there is, when you look at different funds and different investments, especially living annuities, you get single management funds and multi-managed funds. Now, multi-managed, we at Alex Forbes specializes in multi-managed funds. That means we don't have 1 or 2 guys sitting at head office that manages, an asset manager that manages these funds. We actually have a few companies like Allen Gray, like Mercer 91, that looks after some of our funds. And that actually helps with diversification in the fund, and it actually helps with volatility. It actually provides, it could provide lesser volatile moments in the markets over a certain period. So that actually is great. Another thing that we also focus on is some of our multi-managed funds. As I mentioned, we have Performer, one of the largest multi-managed funds in South Africa. At the moment, standing over 200 billion rand, so it's a big portfolio. Okay. And we also have options for people also a little bit more that wants to be in a living annuity or needs to be in a living annuity. But also risk adverse. We have Navigator. It's a new fund we launched. It works with Performer, but what it does, we use smoothing techniques. So it provides you great return above inflation, but it also limits impacts that it has in the markets and volatility due to smoothing techniques as well.
Okay.
What we also use is bucket systems. Bucket systems is a nice way when we manage clients' portfolios, is some of your income that gets paid on a monthly basis or in a nice income fund that's conservative, that protects your capital for a year to 3 years, whatever the goal is for that. And then we diverse into other market-related funds, local funds, balance funds, more stable funds, offshore funds. So because markets are always volatile, as you know, and all the time. And as markets goes up and down, we have, and your portfolio will go up and down through it, you have this fund that actually provides you income, and that capital in there is actually quite stable, which is quite nice. And then I think just to touch on that other option, the third options on the living or the retirement annuities, income annuities, we have a hybrid option. So meaning you are still in a living annuity, but a portion of your capital is actually in a life annuity, a guaranteed annuity. So not all of your eggs are in the market. There's actually a portion of your income that's actually guaranteed for the rest of your life. But if you should pass away, which is great, a lump sum will still pay to your spouse or to your kids or to whoever the beneficiaries are. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And something that we spoke about very briefly offline is this importance of realizing retirement is a thing from an early stage, right? So I'm a young person, new in the working field, and oftentimes we only think about retirement when we're approaching it. So why would you say it's important to start early and to start gaining the knowledge and information as a young individual around how you can, work towards retirement in the long run?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a thing that I like to call the secret weapon, and that is compounded interest.
Yep.
So all of you guys that's still young, save as much as you can when you are young, because the power of compounded interest is actually a great tool. And we've actually found that if you're younger, it's a lot easier to save for retirement, because you can actually manage to put away a lot less than if you have to wait and, let's say, only in your 40s start saving, because then there's only a short amount of time to build up a large amount of capital. When you're younger, you have a long time, so that power of compounded interest will get you to your retirement goals. You're not part of that less than 8% and actually can retire one day when you're old.
Okay, and then closing it up, right? Retirement is, again, as we say, it can seem like this very daunting thing, but it actually can be simplified, just having the knowledge. And so what I really want to know is, when it comes to at Alexforbes, how can people that are approaching this, that might be stressed, that might be anxious about what are they going to do, how can Alexforbes meet them and assist them at that point?
I think first things first, basics, come meet with us. I mean, it's so important. Viewers that really need to talk about retirement, that's close to retirement or not, or far away from retirement, make a meeting with us. We will have our contact details below. And I think that is a great way just to come have a coffee with us, sit down, and just let us get to know you. And I think that's important. Without feeling, just let us get to know your personal circumstances, and let us get a holistic plan behind where you are and where you need to be. And I think that is important. There's also other things, Yuri and I can quickly think about. We have NRA sessions. It's a great normal retirement age sessions that we host, not just in the Garden Route here, but around the country. It's a nationwide thing that Alexforbes hosts a few times a year. And it's for clients and people that really are close to retirement, and we go through the various options, like the living annuity guaranteed options that I've given shortly. We actually go quite in depth with that, and so people can really understand what are the different options when they go close to retirement. And I think the last one, which is important, is I would like to encourage all the viewers. There's and the link would be here below, is my retirement picture. Now, it's such a nice platform that Alexforbes has designed. It's an 8-step process. And step one, you go through the steps. Step one, you create your little avatar. We all know we like creating our little avatar. You customize hair, which I don't have anymore, little clothes, all that. And you take it through this the process. Now, some of the process are you fill in your details, you fill in, what you're contributing, if you have a retirement fund, all that. You put your assets in, your liabilities, your expenses, kind of like your monthly budget, which people should do more of, actually. And you put that in, and as you go through the different types of steps, you actually see they actually talk about guaranteed annuities. What will your outcome or your preferred outcome be in capital, and what does that mean? If this preferred capital, say 3 million, what does that mean? How does it actually mean in terms of, if I'm at retirement age, what will my monthly income be? And then, not only that, we know all the expenses that escalates, medical aid, all that. Now, will that be enough to cover medical aid? And at the end of this few-step process, viewers will actually see that, maybe I need to adjust some things to get to my retirement age. Maybe I need to save more. Maybe I need to pay my house off a lot earlier and not take some of my retirement capital, to pay off my debt. Things like that. And also good news, as you've mentioned in the beginning, there's some goodies, some branded goodies that I would love to give to a few viewers. So please, if you, for the first few that sent me a one-pager, at the end of the 8-step process, there's a nice one-pager that gets formulated with all the details, very easy to understand. And if you can email me to my email address down below, some of you lucky guys will get an opportunity to win some nice branded goodies. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Zander, it's always great having you. I think it's important what we're doing, educating people, sharing this knowledge. And so as you guys have heard it, there's free stuff for you to also win as well. Retirement is something that often is made very complex, but can be simplified. And Alexforbes is always there to meet you at your point of needs. Until next time, money focus. Take care.